talk about exciting pieces of history, well, you need to come here to the Little Whiz Fire Museum. Tom, you have things, all things fire related, dating back to about what
about
time
1850.
period? 1850.
Mostly hand-drawn, horse-drawn pieces. A good example is this hose reel. This came out of New York City. This is 1859. This is actually the leather fire hose that this would have carried
That is
on
what
it.
they used to have.
Yes, they didn't have canvas or rubber hose yet. So, but they would drag this to the fire.
So when you're looking at this place, I mean, you're kind of blown away by everything that you see because it just shows you how much time has changed things.
It has, but it also has stayed the same too. There's a lot of pieces in here that are very similar to modern day equipment, except they were pulled by hand or they were pulled by horses.
So would that piece be one? Like
That's a horse-drawn.
big piece. Oh wow, to see that there. Okay.
Yep, that came from Meadville, Pennsylvania, actually. And this would have been pulled by horses, had chemical extinguishers on it, carried ladders. Very cool piece, 1900. American LaFrance, the fire engine company that's still in business.
Well, what do you have over here? Because I see a whole lot of crazy
This whole
things.
cabinet is full of a lot of the older, rarer stuff. The coolest thing is actually this helmet. This was about
Am I allowed to
1850.
touch it?
You can
Okay.
touch it. This is 1850. It came
my
from
gosh.
England, and they made mining and fire safety equipment. And this is actually,
So how do you open that? You pop that up right
just
there.
pop it open. So this is mica glass, so it was heat resistant. And you had a garden hose that went from the helmet out to your best friend who was stomping on this bellows.
Having to push
and,
that.
And that pumped the air into the helmet and the same thing we have today, except now they carry a tank on their back.
On their back.
So they don't have to worry about that guy having to run off to the bathroom while they were in the fire.
That would not be a good thing.
In about 1900, they recycled some of these parts, and they made foghorns out of them for people's
That's a
boats.
foghorn?
Yes. Go ahead and stomp on that.
Where? On the top or on the
that
metal
silver part?
Okay. I'm gonna get scared here.
Go ahead. Now, what that actually is showing you also is that you're compressing the big bellows, which inflates the small bellows, and then that spring keeps a constant flow of air pressure going to the helmet. So you wouldn't just get squirt, squirt, squirt of air as the guy's stomping on it. It would actually give you a
Constant flow.
long, yes.
Whoa.
This is the other section of the building. This is a 1916 Model T chemical fire engine. It was made right here in town, about 2 blocks away by a very, very close friend's grandfather. The son of the man who made these actually rides with me in the Memorial Day and 4th of July
You ride this
parades.
still?
Yes.
It's still
Yeah,
operational?
it's operational.
What's this?
This is a bell.
What's a bell?
Didn't have sirens. Pull,
You act
pull
like
hard.
I act like I'm scared of everything. I'm like,
Pull
"Ugh."
hard. Pull
this
hard.
way?
Pull
Down?
hard. Up.
Up. Whoa. That'll get people's attention. That's for
Well,
sure.
you got to get the chickens out of the road, you know. So that's
And was
called
this
a
a
rotary
hat
gong.
of that time period too?
No,
then?
the helmet is of the era, but we just had it fancied up to show off. This also is a hand crank. You had to crank the engine. There is no electric start on this.
It is incredible to
Yeah.
know how
Yep.
things have changed and for the better, thankfully, I think,
Oh,
for
yeah.
firefighters who
Yeah,
do so
this-
much already and have to worry about everything else.
Yep, there's not this wouldn't put out very much because this was the tank back here and it was only 40 gallons. That's all the water it carried.
40
And
gallons. And sometimes they're going to fires with buildings that are
small.
sky high.
Remember,
Okay, so
you're-
only small.
You're talking back in
That
the
back
19
then, so they
Yep.
were small. You're
Yep.
right. So, well, thankfully. But it is impressive, and I give them so much credit for doing it back in the day when they did.
Absolutely.
Thanks for
And they were all
having me here.
volunteers. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by.
Come check them out at the Little Whiz Fire Museum.
That's correct.
Here in Medina.
Yep.
More from this great town after the break.